Hey YouTube, and on today's video, I'm going to be going over my Nintendo Switch collection. So let's just get right into it. The Switch is a pretty fun console to collect for. Yeah. So the first game up, we have Katamari Damacy Reroll. This is still factory sealed. So originally, when I first got this game, I got this when they did the second reprint of this. This game was weirdly really rare for a minute, I guess. Rare, so to speak. And then they reprinted it and everything. And I got it during the reprint. I did want to check it out at some point, but of course I wanted a physical copy of it once I found out there was a physical copy. But yeah, so this was a GameStop exclusive, and then it sold out. And there was this whole thing of they didn't know if they would reprint it or make more copies, but then they did. So I got my copy then. I haven't played it yet. I've heard it's really good. Haven't checked it out yet. Definitely interested in trying it. I've always wanted to play a Katamari game. And I've just never gotten around to it. Portal Knights. This is a Minecraft clone, but a little bit more structured than Minecraft. I don't really like Minecraft, but I do kind of enjoy this game. I think it's because it's more structured, so to speak. Like Minecraft is just way too open, and that game has something going for it at least. Mega Man 11. I really love this game. This is one of my more favorite games from last year. I think I forgot to put this in the list of games I beat last year, but I did beat this. This was just a fantastic 2D platformer, but this was god dang it, my heater's going off, I'm sorry you guys. But this was everything I thought Mega Man needed as a series and everything. This was the revival Mega Man needed. Sorry about the heater, you guys, going off, but yeah, Poi Explorers Edition. I really love this game. I really like this game. It's pretty much a Mario 64 clone, or Mario Odyssey clone, whatever you want to call it. The reason why this game got no traction, this game launched literally the same day as Mario Odyssey, and Mario Odyssey killed this game. But so on the bright side, I guess, though, this is a super budget game. It's only a $10, $15 game now, but God, is it a good game. I really love Poi Explorers Edition. Definitely check it out if you guys find it for cheap. Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion. This is a very fun RPG, believe it or not. This is kind of like baby's first turn-based RPG, JRPG. I actually liked it. It has some performance issues, some glitches, some rocky frame rate, things like that, but I actually enjoyed it for what it is. They got the voice cast in from Adventure Time. I used to really like Adventure Time, not nowadays very much, but I used to. So I did appreciate what this game did. I think it came pretty close to nailing the Adventure Time spirit, so to speak. Starlink Battle for Atlas. This is actually a really fun game. This is kind of what the new Star Fox, the last Star Fox game, Star Fox Zero, whatever it's called. This is what that game should have been. Yeah, this is a good game. Check it out. Pretty cheap too now. Bomberman R. Super Bomberman R, my bad. It was a launch game for the Switch, and it's the most meh game I think I own for the Switch, honestly. No, there's another game more meta than this. The one thing about this game that drives me nuts, though, is the spine art is it's not like all the other ones, all the other Switch games I own, normal. This one is screw you, kid. We're gonna have a crazy spine art. It stands out so much, trust me. It drives me crazy. Rocket League Ultimate Edition. This is a really fun game. I'm not really that into Rocket League, but this was a fun game. I did enjoy it and everything. Yeah, it was just fun. Let's see, Namco Museum Arcade Pack. This is weird. I got this on sale for Black Friday. It was $18 or something like that. And I don't regret it, but I don't regret buying it, but it's I don't know. This just isn't something that, like, I think it retailed for $40, and like under no circumstance do I think that this is really worth $40 in my opinion. But I don't know. On the same hand, it has some very like obscure arcade games. Like it has like Sky Kid, Splatterhouse, yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 4. I was really excited for this game when it came out last year, and I didn't buy it at launch for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I just didn't buy it at launch, and I got it after launch, and I just haven't gotten around to playing it. I've heard it's really good. I've heard, you know, great things about it. Just haven't gotten around to playing it. It looks fun. I can't wait to check it out at some point. I love Valkyria 1 and 2. I think the problem is that I played through Valkyria 1 and 2 last year, so now I just don't feel like playing through Valkyria 4. But yeah, Unbox Newbie's Adventure. This is another 3D platformer on the Switch, and it's okay. Like, my main issue with this game is that it has like bad physics, I guess. Like, okay, so you place a box, you know, naturally, that's why it's called Unbox, and like you roll and everything instead of just walking. And like, on the one hand, the game has like a decent sense of speed and everything, don't get me wrong, but it's also like too fast. If you're a Switch collector though, you might want to look into this one though, because it's a pretty uncommon game, and I think this will be one that, like, I don't know, collectors will want. It's an uncommon game, and it's a pretty decent game at that. All-Star Fruit Racing. This is the most meh Switch game I own. Now granted, I haven't played it a ton, but I've played it enough to get the general consensus that this is meh. It's really cheap nowadays though. It's only like a $15 game, so it's not that bad or anything. It's just very meh. It's a very forgettable kart racer. It'll Do Too. This is a 2D Zelda game. It's okay. I got this when I was buying Nicalis' games, because Nicalis really panders to, like, you know, collectors and everything. They're like, hey, we're gonna put in all these bonus incentives and whatnot. They're like, I've really just gotten out of collecting because that stuff doesn't really like entice me anymore. And it does, like, yeah. So I don't know. This game's like just okay, but it's not something that I would have added to my collection under normal circumstance. I don't really like 2D Zelda very much. I'm a 3D Zelda guy, you know. Has Been Heroes. This is an okay-ish roguelike. I bought this right when I got my Switch because GameStop put it on sale for like $10. This is a GameStop exclusive game. Yeah, it's just really meh. It was pretty close to a launch game, but it's just very blah. It doesn't help the fact that I don't really like roguelikes. Brawlout. I bought this before Smash Ultimate came out. Because more or less this was like, I was like, hey, this will be like a good, cheap, poor man's version of Smash. I played it like 3 or 4 times, and I just didn't like it. I don't know what it is. I just did not particularly care for it. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just, I don't know. It just felt weird, you know? Like, it felt too heavy, in my opinion. Cave Story Plus. This is another Nicalis game, but unlike It'll Do, I freaking love Cave Story. Cave Story is like one of my favorite games. Well, okay, like if I were making one like top 20 games, it'd be on there, but it wouldn't be on like my top 10. Yeah, like I freaking love Cave Story, but Cave Story really came at the right time in my life. Like, I played it when I was like 13 and everything, with the free-to-play or freeware, freemium version, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, though, like, it's just a like 2D platformer, but it's just really a really solid one and everything. And this is probably the best version of Cave Story, you know, probably generally speaking. My only real complaint with it is, like, They don't really add a lot. Like, they updated the visuals and everything. It looks more appealing, but like, they didn't really change anything. Like, if you ever played the one on 3DS, like, Cave Story 3D, that's what it's called, where they like completely remade the game in like 3D sprites and everything. That was really cool to me, but this is like kind of a little bit more lame, but I still paid full price of $30 for this, so I don't know. I like the game though. Freaking love that cover art too. That cover art's awesome. Troll and I haven't played this yet because I just haven't played it yet. I've heard it's the worst Switch game. I don't believe that. There's no way this game can be that bad. I gotta check that out at some time. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers. Weirdly enough, this is the version of Street Fighter 2 I'm most familiar with at this point. I think I put like 30 or 40 hours into this. Like, I don't know what happened, but like a couple, like back in January, I just got weirdly obsessed with this game. I don't know why. Like, I even bought a fight stick to play it and everything. I don't know why I got so obsessed with this game. It's really just Street Fighter 2. Granted, this is a weird version of Street Fighter 2 because like it's not as fast as like Super Turbo or anything like that. It's not as good as Super Turbo. It's just like, I don't know, it's just the weirdest version. I think I got obsessed with it because like it's really easy to troll in that game. Lumo. I bought this when I like during this weird phase with the Switch that I was going through. Like, you know when you get a new console or a pretty new console and you just want like as many games as you can. Sorry, I was fixing the spine. And you just buy whatever you can for it. This was one of those games for me. Weirdly enough, I already owned it on PS4. Lumo is a decent enough game, a little easy, but it's pretty good. I don't think a lot of people know there's a Switch version for it though. But you might want to look into it. It's okay. Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack. So I've beaten the first Azure Striker. Azure Striker. I don't know how you would. Azure. I don't know. I've beaten the first one and I thought it was great. But I thought it was great like 2 years ago. back when I wasn't a like just super tired of 2D platformers. Nowadays, like, I'm just so worn out on 2D platformers. I honestly, I got this on sale. It was on sale for like $20 somewhere, and I figured, well, at some point I'm probably going to want to play Azure Striker Gunvolt again. But you know, I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't been feeling it or anything. I'm just super burnt out and super done with like indie 2D platformers. Like, what was the big one people were going crazy for last year? Celeste. Like, I did not care for Celeste at all. Well, I do not care to play Celeste at all is what I mean. Aquamoto Racing Utopia. This is actually a really solid racing game. I don't really normally like racing games, but I really enjoy this game. This is kind of like, this is like a modern version of Wave Race, but with a trick mode. Like, there's a trick mode in this game, and it's actually pretty fun to do tricks in. Yeah, just a really solid game. This game's super cheap too. It's like $10 on eBay. It's one of those games that people thought would be shovelware, but it actually is pretty solid. Crash Insane Trilogy. I don't like the Insane Trilogy very much. I think I've said this a couple times. I really dislike the Insane Trilogy. I don't like what they did to the mechanics of the games. Like, there's just a lot of stuff I don't like about it. Soldan, Drop, Connect, Erase. It's a decent puzzle game. If you want like an alternative to Puyo Puyo Tetris, this is the one to go with. Crayola Scoop. This is a very fun. It's like a ripoff of Skate. It's okay, so it's like Splatoon with like Skate's controls, if that makes sense, because it's like Splatoon where you just drop a bunch of color on the stage, and then it's like Skate because it does the whole like flick the thumbstick to do your tricks thing that Skate did. It's really fun. My only complaint is like it's really barren. The single player mode is like really barren. Like the game can't make up its mind. Shaq Fu. I haven't played this yet. I've opened it. I haven't played it yet. I've heard it's very blah. Yoku's Island Express. This is an actual 2D platformer that I thought was great from last year that no one talked about, sadly. This is a 2.5D platformer where it's like a pinball game. Like it uses pinball mechanics for platforming. It's fantastic though. It's super unique. It's super original. Definitely check this game out. This is one of the few 2D platformers. And my dogs are messing with me because for some reason they're up and about right now. But yeah, this is a great game though. Definitely check it out. Really enjoy it. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. I've heard from a lot of people this is the best Tales game, and so I've put about like 6 hours into it, and I definitely see why. I definitely do think that this is probably the best Tales game. I haven't beaten it yet, of course. Unfortunately, like this game, I got it like a day or two before I got Kingdom Hearts 3, and you know, so I put like 6 or 7 hours into it that day, and then I just haven't gone back around to playing it yet. Yeah, I really enjoy it though from what I've played. Let's see, next up, we got Mario Odyssey. Definitely a great game, fantastic game. I don't know if I'd say as good as Sunshine, but definitely a great 3D Mario game. Definitely loved it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Great game. Really great game. I liked it more than I liked Xenoblade 1, honestly. Or Xenoblade Chronicles 1. This made me want to play, like, the rest of the series and everything. I was really just blown away by it. Yeah, definitely look into this game. Really, really enjoyed it. Then... Oh, junk, I left one game. One sec, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, you guys. I forgot to grab 2 games, but, you know, they're 2 games that I've been playing. Got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is the best Switch game, honestly enough. Like, if you buy a Switch and you can only buy one game, always pick this one. This is the best one. Fantastic game. Absolutely love it. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This was one of the 2 games that I forgot to grab, my bad. You know, it's Smash Bros. It sold 12 million copies in the first month. I can't really say much about it besides, God, I love this artwork. It's a good game. And then finally, The World Ends With You Final Remix. God, I love The World Ends With You. God, this is a fantastic version. This is probably my new favorite version. You can use the motion controls and everything, which I actually like more than I liked using like the DS touchscreen and everything. And then you can use the you can like bring the Switch out, play it portably, and use the touchscreen that way. So like they implemented both forms of controls, which I like. And yeah, like God, freaking great game. Haven't beaten it yet. I actually just got this week. So I've actually been playing this. I've been cheating on Tales of Vesperia. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, God, I love The World Ends With You. Fantastic game. Check out that inside artwork. Freaking love this game. I hope we get a sequel one day. I think Nomura's feeling it. Come on, man. But yeah, so that's my Switch collection. If you guys like this video, like it down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a wonderful day, YouTube, and peace.